What's going on? This is Dr. Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, four-time national judo champion, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and master educator, trainer, and coach. And welcome to Coffee with Rhadi. For many of you, you're very familiar with some of my recent, I don't even really call them accomplishments. They kind of fit in the category of shenanigans, if you will. With some of my recent accomplishments when it comes to mixed martial arts, I competed in Strike Force on the Challengers 13 card that was on Showtime. And before the event, 9 days before the event, I ended up pulling my hamstring muscle, and I had to compete. And a lot of people were emailing me, man, great win, way to overcome adversity, and way to tough it out, way to get through. And I emailed them thanks. But the truth is, I really didn't do anything remarkable because you really don't have a choice. Just recently, Venus Williams had to retire from the Australian Open. She ended up winning a match before the match that she retired. In the match that she won, she pulled her groin muscle. She was injured before the Australian Open. She took some time to rehab. Her body was somewhat deconditioned, which happens when you get injured. And people expect you to play and play and play and play and play. And she showed up for the match. She showed up limping. She came down the hallway limping. She was hurt in the warm-ups. Her leg was all wrapped up and taped up. And it was evident from the warm-ups that she probably wasn't going to be able to finish the match, and she retired after the first match. When she retired, the crowd booed her. Her mother told her that she probably should have never even come to the event. I've met Venus Williams before. I met her before at the Olympics in 2004. She's very quiet, very stoic, super nice, very gracious. I met her at Howard University too. She received an honorary certificate a couple of years back. What people don't understand is Venus didn't play because she wanted to play. Venus played because it's her job to play. If Venus, I can say if Venus chooses to pull out of the match, what do you say? If Venus plays the match hurt, what do you say? If Venus pulls out of the match, what do you say? And if Venus pulls out, if Venus pulls off a win and is injured, what do you say? And I had one guy tell me when I spoke, I try to tell the truth on anytime I'm in front of the camera. After my victory in Strike Force, I tried to let the people know, I wasn't myself. A lot of people wanted to see me do some explosive movements and throws. I wasn't myself, kind of coming off a hamstring, pulling energy. And the guy was like, man, you made an excuse. I was like, dog, I won. What are you talking about? I mean, I won. If I understand this, when they gave me an opponent change, they gave me 3 opponent changes before they came up with the last opponent that I had, Division II Wrestling All-American. Then they gave me any film on. I had an option to take the fight or decline the fight. So I'm on the TV card on Showtime. I'm injured. I'm not myself. I can't do any forward movements. I can't do any pickups because of my hamstring. Can't really fight from the guard. Have to fight from the half guard. And now I have been given the option to back out of the fight free and clear because I don't have an opponent. One of the individuals on my team told me to back out of the fight, which I didn't mind that information. That was his quality professional opinion. I declined. If I back out the fight, what do you say? If I fight and lose because of the injury, what do you say? If I win because of with the injury, what do you say? Man, people like Venus, her job is to show up and compete. And as much as we like to say, oh man, she toughed it out, she made it through, and as much as we like to say that, man, football players did an excellent job and they play with pain, the honest to God truth is once you step in this particular arena and you sign up to be a professional athlete, which I have been for, I am again, and I've been before, part of the name of the game is playing and showing up with pain and taking the losses and wins as they come with the pain. That's just what it is. And we want to, I think, let me say it like this. You have a responsibility as a fan of a sport or an individual or a viewer that you don't want to take responsibility for, but you have a responsibility. You make us, or people like me, go out and do what it is we do, and that, listen, and that is great. Some of the people who have supported me in sport and in my life have propelled me to do things which are absolutely phenomenal, and I thank God for it. Well, at the same time, you also are responsible for Brett Favre and his concussions, believe it or not. Because you expect him to play. You expect your favorite athletes to play. You expect, if these people don't play, you get upset. Do you understand that Venus Williams is a person? That's somebody's child. I don't care if she's a millionaire. Her making money doesn't have anything to do with her person. She's a person. When she walked out onto the court injured to try to perform for us. She gave it her best shot, and in many cases probably injured herself more by giving it a shot. When she could no longer continue because of the pain, instead of people clapping and saying thank you for your effort, they booed her as she went out the court. 9 days before the event, I show up for Strikeforce. I have a pulled hamstring. I borrow somebody's $1,500 ultrasound machine. I'm doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy, $150 a dive, 2 times a day for 5 days. Yeah, that's 3 times 5. That's $1,500. That's right. Correct. $1,500 to fight on Showtime. Now, let me tell you something. You, when I mean me, you don't have an option. If Venus Williams doesn't walk through that tunnel hurt and get on that court and play, the people complain. If she doesn't play well, the people complain. If Rhadi Ferguson doesn't show up and fight on that Showtime card, people complain. If he loses, people complain. If he loses because he's hurt, people say, oh, he's making excuses. There's a no-win situation, but I can tell you this. I got one responsibility, I got one job, Venus Williams has one job. Our job is to show up. One reporter on Fox Sports, I just read online, wrote about Venus Williams not showing any emotion. She said she doesn't cry on the court. And they say one official has never seen her cry in the locker room. You know why? Because Venus Williams has something that a lot of athletes don't have. Venus really doesn't care about what you think. How about that? And with that, I say this. When it comes to your personal life or your professional life, it's cliche, but 90% is just showing up. Sometimes you just got to show up. when you're taking that drive from home and you don't really want to go home to your spouse, sometimes you just got to go and you just got to show up. When you don't want to go to work, sometimes you just got to hop in your car or hop on the bus or do whatever. You just got to show up. When you don't want to be in the gym, sometimes you just got to show up. I remember when I was at the Olympic Training Center and I was hurt after surgery. The things I learned as a college football player, I learned that when you're hurt, show up for practice. It doesn't matter if you practice. You have to get in the habit of showing up. And I used to go downstairs and watch practice even when I was hurt. I used to limp down the steps and hop back up the steps on one leg. But I understood the importance of showing up. In life, man, make sure you show up. Take care.